PB, week 2 of the video WOD blog. Really important news coming out of CrossFit PB today. I just PR'd with 6 sides of chicken from Chipotle. If you don't think that's impressive, come get some. Starting this week off, bench press, some pacing with burpees in the Garnett location, snatches, overhead squats, and casts. Then we're going to go over the workout for the day. Starting off with bench press. A couple form things we want to think about. Keeping those abs tight, squeezing your butt. Most importantly though, we want to think about where our shoulders are located. We want to make sure our shoulders are rolled back in the socket here. Almost thinking about pinching our shoulder blades together. What happens, we see a lot when people are overextended reaching, it leaves the shoulder girdle pretty loose. And what happens is once we start moving a lot of weight around, we're not fully locked in and things get a little sloppy, leading to some injuries every once in a while. So, as we come back, pinching those shoulder blades together, grabbing the bar, heels are flat on the floor. What we want to think about here is bringing those elbows into our side. I know a lot of people have been taught to have this wide grip and they're going to be way out here and you may be able to shorten the range of motion and move a whole lot more weight that way. We don't want to do that here. We really don't care if you can bench 7,000 pounds. What we're really interested in is movement pattern and how this bench press and the pushing motion in general can relate to push-ups, ring dips, handstand push-ups. And anytime we're doing that, we're keeping that shoulder rolled back in its socket, elbows come in tight, and then push out. So good rep here. Bar comes out, heels flat on the floor, pushing those knees out, elbows staying tight, bar comes down to that top ab right below our rib cage, and then driving straight up. 3 and max reps, somewhere around 85% or wherever you are in the linear progression. Once we get done with that, we're going to do a little pacing work. We do a lot of burpees around here, and what we want you guys to know is a certain number that you guys can hit in the middle of workouts where we know we're not going to be just totally gassed. We don't want to redline in the middle of these workouts, so we need to find numbers that we can pace to, and that's why we do this stuff. So we're going 5 rounds, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. What we want to do is the max number in 30 seconds, be able to rest 30 seconds, and then hit that same number for 5 straight rounds. For the perfect burpee down here, starting standing up, all the way down, chest to the deck, make sure our butt's squeezed, abs tight, all the way up, land on those heels, jump and clap. For the cast location today, we're doing a bunch of percentage snatch work. Getting set up on this bar here, make sure that hook grip's locked in, weights in our midfoot as we go to get set up, lock those hips in. We want that chest to be up, butts in between our knees and shoulder blades, or shoulders here, weights in our midfoot, driving up to mid-thigh, jump shrug, and catching that in full squat. Really focusing on driving out of those legs today, no backs in that jump. Once again, a good rep, coming down. We could talk about snatches for hours. Weights in our midfoot, coming up to the mid-thigh, finishing at our waist, and back down. For the second part here, we're going to be using a rack over at the gym, but for the overhead squats, jerking this thing overhead, making sure that shoulder's locked out, armpits facing forward here is where we're going to be the most stable. Butt comes back, knees out, all the way down, punching up on that bar the whole time, all the way down. What we see a lot of times, and we start getting into some really weird stuff, is on the way down, some shoulder internal rotation. It's really dangerous. We really want to punch up on that bar, make sure that shoulder blade's facing forward. For the workout today, we're getting some kettlebells going. 6 rounds, 12 swings, and 8 burpees over the kettlebell. If we can come back, we're going to get a 53-pound kettlebell. The advanced version of today's is going to be the 70. I'm going to swing the 70 because I want to look cool on camera. And what we're looking for, making sure we pick this thing up properly, up to the waist here, keeping those arms long, weight shifts back onto our heels, big hip. We want this thing to finish straight up and down, overhead. Once we get done with these, we're dropping this thing back on the ground, burpee down, up, on your heels, lateral jump over the burpee, or over the kettlebell. That's about it. See you guys on Monday.